the long ball. Get up, ball! Was the story as the Ocean Ospreys were swept by the New York Phenoms. First, 14-3 in Game 1, then 9-4 in Game 2. Ocean pitchers allowed 4 home runs on the day, including a grand slam after being up 4-0 in Game 2. Manager Brandon Tuchowski noted how the confines of the ballpark impacted his pitchers' outings.
That was tough. This is definitely a small field, so the ball was flying out of here. So they took advantage. Unfortunately, they caught barrels at the right moments, and that was really the turning point of the game.
On the bright side, the Ospreys offense struck first in both games and recorded 2 home runs on the day. The first in right field, then the second later in left field. Manager Tuchowski praised his batters' aggressiveness at the plate.
The guys really competed in the zone. They hit really good pitches. I mean, their pitchers are pretty good, but we just turned the ball around. They did a very good job of hitting the ball hard at places they want.
Ocean's offense hopes to continue sailing baseballs out of the ballpark, while Ospreys pitchers hope to keep them in. Up next for the Ocean Ospreys, a Tuesday doubleheader against the Jersey Shore Stallions. First pitch for Game 1 is scheduled for 5 p.m., with first pitch for Game 2 scheduled 30 minutes after Game 1's conclusion. But for now, reporting from Staten Island, I'm Jake Bowen. Well, from one team trying to climb back up the rankings to one avoiding to slide down. Syracuse women's basketball took the trip down to Blacksburg to take on Virginia Tech. The Orange sat at a measly 2-8 conference record going into this one, their worst since 2022. Meanwhile, the Hokies were riding their lowest win total in the ACC since 2021. A great environment for hoops in the Castle Coliseum. You see the cheerleaders there, everyone getting set for action. Camp and the Orange win the tip. Camp on the right alley kick to Burrows in the corner. The shot, cha-ching! The first of 8 3-pointers for the sophomore, the most ever at Virginia Tech. And then how about another one? Butter. Why not call her Bullseye Burrows for the performance she had? And the Orange riding high into the second quarter, where Georgia Woolley, the captain, said, hey, I want to be in on the show as well. The tough and one layup from the senior, and then a minute later, Woolley again to the cup, the high arcing reverse, another and one. The Orange up 13. Woolley again says, hey, I'll hit the hot hand. Burrows again, another 3 for her. Syracuse up by 12 going into the break, but Virginia Tech, credit them. They turned it up in the second half. Lainey White had 20 on the day, the 3-pointer there to cut the lead to single digits, and then 30 seconds to go. How about in the paint as well? The friendly roll for her, and then skipping to the fourth quarter, where Syracuse was up 5 points in the final frame, the 4-minute mark. How about Carly Wenzel? Top of the key, bang for her. She had 24 points, led Virginia Tech with all scorers. And then a minute to go, how about the dagger for the Orange? Angelica Velez, bang. She hits the shot. Syracuse goes on to win by 6. A huge win for Felicia Leggett-Jack and company, and the 800th career win for Syracuse's program. Syracuse all over Pitt, 16-3 with 9:23 to go in the fourth quarter. Mistretta and Carr get set to go at the draw circle. Nick, this has been a Syracuse offense that hasn't stopped throughout the game. Maybe at halftime against Cal, only scored 3 goals in the second half. Won that game 13-3, so 10 in the first half. But today, showing no signs of stopping.
Exactly that. No signs of slowing down. They're looking like the best team in the entire NCAA. They have me saying just, wow, chills.
Whistles blow. Ball flying into the air, and one. Still fight for it at midfield. Guzik, John Donato, Mistretta. 7 players for both sides still on the ground, and one by Pitt. 15th win, and Sheridan enters the attacking zone. Clemens, 2 of Pitt's 3 goals today. Has it near goal line extended, passes Leonzi. Shovels back to Clemens. Pitt still playing with its starters out on the field. John Donato just 1 goal today. Pass on the near side for Leonzi off of her stick and out of bounds, but saved just before it went out of the playing field. Far goal line extended. Moon moves in, fires on Hamlin and scores! Avery Moon, Nick, we've talked about her not tallying a point today. Well, she does so right there. 16-4 Syracuse, 8:17 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jake simply just beats Allie Hanlon to the top. That's it. That's top right corner. Nothing really Hanlon could do about it. Had a great angle for the shot. And Moon, she's been great all year for the Panthers. Finally cracks the goal column, like you said.
Guy at Syracuse's starter stands at 5'6". Hanlon a little shorter at 5'2", so that opens up that top half of the cage where Pitt has really used to its advantage with its last 2 goals from Clemens and Moon. Mistretta and Carr at the draw circle. Under 8 minutes to go. Syracuse up by 14. Whistles blow. Ball flings in the air and won by McNearney and Pitt. That's the one thing the Panthers can take away from today's loss is they've been winning it at the draw circle, and they win it once more.
Jake, they've been dominant. They haven't just been winning. They've been crushing it. 16-6 is the advantage in draw controls for the Panthers. Just, again, all-around great time.
McNearney shot goes wide on the far side. Grad student from Malvern, New York, enjoys the movie Rocky and listening to Billy Joel. And the Panthers, they can't stop the fire at all today. Syracuse with 16 goals on just 20 shots on goal. Yellow card assessed to Casey Benoit with a high stick to the face of Leonzi. And right after the Moon goal moments ago, at the free position, it'll be Gigi Leonzi, the sophomore from Allentown, Pennsylvania. At the near 8-meter. Winds up her stick. Whistles blow, races in, fires, and a save by Hanlon. The Syracuse bench erupts. Just her 3rd save of the season, and the Orange bench loves it. McNearney far side. Dishes Moon. Moves in, passes that X for Leonzi. Over to Trellender. Tip of the 12, Ebersol. Majoring in health informatics, which combines healthcare and computer and data science in the medical field. John Donato makes a spin move inside the 8. Low shot and goal! What a spin move from Caitlin John Donato. Her 2nd goal of the game. Pitt trails by 11, 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter.
Better late than never, Jake. Pitt finally getting a little bit of momentum on offense. That's now 3 goals in the final frame to Syracuse's 1. John Donato, though, that was a beautiful spin move, cradling right, twirling around to her left, and just beating Hanlon.
Media timeout in the JMA Wireless Dome. Syracuse 16, Pitt 5 with 6:14 to go in the fourth quarter. You're listening to Syracuse Women's Lacrosse on the Central New York Sports Leader, Z89.
That's why people come to Syracuse, because we're the toughest team in the country, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Inside of the 8, almost out of shot, gives off to Guzik, fires and scores! Guzik paints it again, back-to-back goals for her. Now Guzik runs in on Cage, her shot dunks in.
Gives it off, Guzik dips inside, shoots and scores. What a move by Molly Guzik.
Just a year ago, Molly Guzik was virtually unknown to Syracuse women's lacrosse fans. Now, she's the Orange's most dominant player. The sophomore leads SU in goals, points, and draw controls. Although Guzik has become a force to be reckoned with, she's only concerned with winning a national championship.
Like my role on the team, I just want to contribute in any way possible that I can to get to that goal.
Well, Guzik is certainly doing her share to make that happen. After recording her first career hat trick in SU's win over number 13 Loyola Maryland last Tuesday, the midfielder took it to the next level against Louisville.
Guzik starts her drive, shoots and scores. What a goal by Molly Guzik. Over the left shoulder, high to high, she puts it in, top left corner. And now all of a sudden, SU comfortably in front. 13 to 8 the score, 7:39 to play in the fourth, and that's 4 goals for Molly Guzik.
Guzik's been on a tear with 7 goals and 8 points over her last 2 games. Despite the sophomore's success, she knows it stems from those around her.
To all my teammates, if I'm going to be honest here, like they set me up for everything.
we play as a unit. Coach Reggie talked about in the locker room, finally clicking on offense with Coach Nicole's offensive systems, and I think we really showed that tonight. So, like personnel, it's not one person out there; it's all of us. I don't really care how many goals I score in the game if we come out on top.
So, how did a lacrosse player who couldn't even cradle a ball end up at one of the most premier programs in the country? For that, we have to go all the way back to where it started. Guzik grew up in Spencerport, New York, just 90 minutes away from Syracuse University. Throughout middle and high school, Guzik played 7 different sports, including lacrosse. Although the game didn't come natural to the midfielder, she fell in love with it after her first clinic.
I remember one of the girls there, she went up to the varsity coach and was like, "This girl doesn't even know how to cradle," talking about me. And from that moment on, I don't know, I guess I just made it my mission, to learn how to do that and to learn everything I could about the game, and I just totally fell in love with it.
Guzik's passion turned into motivation to unlock her full potential. She was called up to her high school varsity team as just a 7th grader and ended her 6 years with over 220 goals and nearly 470 draw controls. As a result, their transition to college proved far less daunting than expected.
We watched college lacrosse on TV, and these girls are playing at such a high level, and you get there and you step on the field for the first time as a freshman, and you're kind of like, whoa, what's going on? But when you adjust to it, the way you adjust to it is just to throw yourself out there and to be a sponge, really.
Thanks to her quick adjustments, Guzik is off to the races in year 2. The sophomore is 2 goals and 4 points shy of her total from last season and has already eclipsed her draw control wins. Being thrust into a variety of situations has transformed the midfielder into a more complete and well-rounded player.
I think I've just become such more of a versatile player because I've been thrown into situations that I'm uncomfortable in all the time, or not necessarily that I don't know how to play, but that I'm just not 100% comfortable in. And I just think that has made me such a more diverse player.
Jake Bowen, WAER Sports.